'cause I don't mind doing a little heavy lifting. I'm always giving my everything, even when
welcome back to the 5. We were going to talk about something else, but the producers are making us talk about the Republican presidential candidates again. Okay, let's get on to this. It's so exciting. Okay, let's talk about which one of these we want to talk. I know. Let's
Huntsman. Talk about Huntsman. You love Huntsman.
Huntsman's a nice fella. Let me ask Dana this question. Huntsman's got problems in his campaign. This guy Weaver, who people don't know who Weaver is, but he's been a political consultant for years. I've known him for a long time. It seems like every campaign he goes into, a bomb goes off, and now he's having a big problem with Huntsman's wife. And apparently, Huntsman had to come out and say, "I wish this craziness would get over." I wish the whole Republican presidential craziness would get over, but go ahead.
So this all started with an article in Politico in which I think a disgruntled campaign volunteer spilled some beans. Whether or not they're accurate beans, I guess, remains to be seen. But it did cause some stir because there is internal fighting, and nobody likes anything more in politics than the internal fighting story. I remember at the White House, that would be like if anybody was not getting along, like if Karl Rove wasn't getting along with somebody, then that was big news. But the problem for Governor Huntsman, we just talked about Governor Palente's name ID being low. Governor Huntsman has the same problem. Catherine Lopez of National Review had a great tweet today in which she said, "This was a brilliant move by the Huntsman campaign. Talk about infighting and get in the news." You know, it's usually campaigns that are well known that have infighting, not 1%ers. I mean, that's a bad sign. Imagine if they were actually the front runners.
You can't have
bring the Gatling guns out.
You can't have drama if nobody knows who you are.
Well, the good drama is the T-Paw-Bachmann campaign fighting.
Oh, that's good drama. Yeah, well, you know, we talked about this before. On a serious note, they've got this next week. They've got the straw poll in Ames, which is the Ames Republican Party's extortion every 4 years to raise money. But that's a high-stakes game for both Bachmann and Pawlenty because they're both from Minnesota, and having been there with the Minnesotan before, they're expected to win. I think Bachmann could do very well, but I also think Herman Cain's going to do well, and the guy just won't go back to pizza.
And he just said today, Andrew, he said today that if he doesn't, Herman Cain said if he doesn't come in third, then he's going to get out of the race. Yeah, that's what he said.
God bless you, Herman. I tell you, man, you got some guts.
Well, and also Governor
and what is Bro Cream doing? Mitt Romney. What is he doing for? Is he in this?
He's not in the straw poll. But I also think there's another candidate we haven't talked about yet, and that is Newt Gingrich. And where do you think that's going?
It's not going up. Let me put it that way.
The same place as the stock market.
Yeah, it's going down very, very fast. Hey, can we talk about one person though that? You know, they're talking about this upcoming debate, and
which is a week from today on Fox News Channel. Brett Baier hosts.
So they're not going to let all the candidates on because you have to get more than I guess 1%, and that leaves out Thaddeus McCotter, who is running for president, who nobody really knows who he is. The problem with this is he's an amazing debater. He's incredibly smart, and it's almost kind of a shame that they can't let him in.
If that's the criteria, 1%. Hell, you can get in.
And think about, we haven't talked about Rick Perry.
Yeah.
His prayer rally, one of Bob's other favorites. His prayer rally is this weekend. People are talking about him getting in this race. Does it hurt him that he's not partaking in these early debates, Dana?
I don't think it hurts him. Necessarily. It could hurt him in the longer run in terms of the financial thing, because you've got to set up your fundraising, and as Bob said, if you don't have the money, you can't pay for your campaign, you're not going to be able to run.
I tell you, it's good reason he's having a prayer thing this weekend, because that's about all he's got a chance of doing. There's a lot of prayer. Wait a second. Fred Thompson, if you remember, Fred Thompson went to be the savior of the party, and he went to Iowa, and you talk about a meltdown, not just that ridiculous butter thing they have down there that melts every year. It's disgusting. Do away with that thing.
You know who wins this? You know who wins this? It's the Tea Party. Whoever it is.
Oh,
Michelle Bachmann. If it wasn't Michelle Bachmann, it would be Rick Perry would run in the Tea Party. And if it wasn't her, either one of those, I think Sarah Palin would win that, because she also represents the Tea Party.
As someone who's worked on 6 campaigns, I think Bachmann has a great opportunity in Iowa. I think she'll gain strength. She has a significant chance in New Hampshire, but I think South Carolina is really where she should look. Look, Bob, you might end up moving to New Zealand, like you said.
I give her a lot of credit. I give her a lot of credit. She's doing well. Oh, I'm sorry.
she is gaining strength despite, I think, these efforts by, as we talked about earlier, Pawlenty trying to take her out. His campaign spread the rumors about the migraines.
Yeah.
Now he actually had to pull some ads in Iowa, dirty campaign tricks. I mean, if he's trying to stay relevant, he's not doing it in the right way.
You're about this intern that called Bachmann a crazy lady. I mean,
but you know, I'll tell you.
The problem is more that
your interns are doing that.
It's all your staff.
I think the problem for Governor Pawlenty lately has been he just doesn't sound like himself.
Yeah,
and if people can smell inauthentic.
He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't.
Well,
and no one else does either.
Yeah.
I was about to get that, but listen, just one thing about winning in Iowa. New Hampshire has never been good, very rarely good to the winner of Iowa. If you look back, the history of that is very difficult. I think her real problem is getting through Iowa. I mean, getting through New Hampshire. I think she'll do all right in South Carolina if she can get there. All right, coming up. Former Vice President Al Gore, a true American patriot, Eric, now made a comment about the need for people at the grassroots level invigorating American democracy, which I agree with. But that said, the right wingers are kind of upset with Al. What else is new? Next on the 5, we'll go from 20 to Gore.